Welcome to Note Lab Mode.
Great to be here.
Today, we're diving into some really fascinating research. It's all about how artificial intelligence is changing online shopping in a big way.
A really big way.
And maybe even more interesting, the kind of talent, the specific people companies are suddenly desperate to hire for this new world.
Yeah, the skills needed are shifting fast.
Before we get into all the details from the research, we do want to thank our sponsor.
Absolutely.
This deep dive is brought to you by cloutfit.ai. Now, cloutfit.ai, they're doing something pretty neat. They connect influencer outfits, what you see online, directly to a store's product inventory.
So it makes that content instantly shoppable.
Exactly. Drives more sales, higher order value. It turns that inspiration right into a purchase. So if you want to check them out, visit cloutfit.ai.
That's cloutfit.ai.
Right. We're really excited about what we found here, and if you find these insights useful, please share this with someone.
Yeah, pass along.
And make sure you're subscribed so you catch our future deep dives.
Okay, let's get into it.
Let's do it. So the research we looked at, it paints this really clear picture. AI isn't just like improving online shopping a little bit.
No, not at all. It's set for some serious disruption.
Yeah.
We're talking about the U.S. e-commerce industry that's, what, $1.2 trillion?
A huge number.
Yeah.
And how is AI disrupting it? The research suggests it's not just faster websites.
No, the really disruptive part, according to this research, is that AI tools think chatbots, but way more advanced autonomous agents.
Agents.
Yeah, they could potentially replace how you even interact with retail sites and apps, like completely change the process.
Wow. So instead of me scrolling through, say, Amazon or Target's app,
Right.
I could just tell an AI, hey, I need new running shoes, size 10, good for trails.
Precisely. And the AI agent could go out, look across different stores, compare prices, maybe even check reviews you trust, handle the logistics,
And make the purchase.
and make the purchase directly for you. That's the core idea the research points to. That's the disruption.
That's a fundamental shift in how we do things online. And okay, if that's happening, companies need different people, right?
Exactly. Which leads directly to this talent race the research talks about.
A talent race.
Yeah, it's really on. Companies are hiring aggressively, and they're looking for very specific skill sets to figure out this new AI-driven commerce world.
And it's not just one type of person they need. The research mentions a blend.
It's definitely a blend. You need the deep AI experts, obviously. People who understand the machine learning, the large language models, how to build these agents.
The tech wizards.
Right. But you also need seasoned commerce veterans, people who really understand shoppers, retail, payments, fulfillment, all that complex stuff.
That makes sense. You need the tech, but also the business and consumer smarts.
You got it.
No, there was that research from Zeki Data mentioned. They track AI hiring specifically. What was their take?
Yeah, Zinke Data's perspective from looking at hiring trends is interesting. They suggest that the demand isn't necessarily for totally new kinds of engineers.
Oh, so the basic coding and machine learning skills are maybe already there?
Often, yes. Their view is that the big shift, the real bottleneck, and where the hiring demand is focused, is more on the product side.
Meaning?
Meaning figuring out how to actually use those tech skills to build these new AI shopping experiences. How do you design the agent? What should the interface be? How does the infrastructure work? It's about reimagining the product, not just the underlying tech.
Got it. Product people who understand both AI and commerce.
That seems to be the sweet spot.
Which kind of brings us to the really concrete stuff. The specific people moving into key roles that the research highlighted, these aren't minor moves.
No, these are big signals. Look at Prakhar Mehrotra. He just joined PayPal as Senior Vice President into AI. That's a totally new role there.
And his background is that mix we talked about, right? Aerospace engineering, then data science at Walmart, Uber, Twitter, even Blackstone. Yeah.
Exactly. A fascinating path. Now, PayPal, he's focused on building the tools for these AI agents to actually make payments.
Okay, so the plumbing, how the agent actually buys the thing.
Right. Managing orders, invoices, all that. And he actually said PayPal wants to be the infrastructure for agents for commerce.
Wow. Infrastructure for agents. That's ambitious.
It is. They're also thinking about how small businesses could get featured in AI results, maybe use AI pricing tools.
We're also seeing moves at the big platform level, like Shopify. Carl Rivera moved to Chief Design Officer.
Yes, and his stated goal is explicitly to reimagine Shopify for this post-AI world. He's the guy who launched their shopping app, so he knows about new interfaces.
Makes sense. And the tech giants are bringing in commerce people, too. Microsoft hired Larry Kalajivani from eBay.
Yeah, he's now running the e-commerce side of their Copilot chatbot. Things like product listings, shopping ads inside the chat.
So Copilot answers your question and shows you where to buy something.
That's the idea. Plus, integrating similar features into Bing Search and the Edge browser.
Then there's Fidji Simo. Big move, outgoing Instacart CEO, former Facebook exec, joining OpenAI.
That got a lot of attention. She's there to figure out how OpenAI can make money from new areas.
Like advertising. Or maybe affiliate fees?
It could be. The research speculates about maybe a ChatGPT shopping feature,
Yeah.
leveraging her background from Instacart and Meta.
And speaking of Instacart, another former product leader from there, Dhruv Bala, he went to Perplexity.
Right, Perplexity, the AI search engine. Bala is now their head of consumer verticals. He's focused on expanding into shopping and travel searches.
So using Perplexity to, say, book a hotel, using data from TripAdvisor.
That's the kind of application they're likely building, making the AI more action-oriented in commerce.
It seems like everyone's making moves. Google has Project Mariner, led by Jacqueline Konzelman.
Yeah, Project Mariner is about building an AI agent that can actually browse the web for you to do complex tasks.
It's like buying tickets or ordering groceries, navigating multiple steps.
Exactly. Konzelman has a background in chatbots like Google Assistant, so this feels like a natural evolution.
And Amazon, of course. Rajajiv Mehta, who worked on shopping for Alexa.
He's now leading the development of Rufus, their own shopping chatbot. No surprise there.
And finally, Stripe. Jeff Weinstein is their product lead for agentic commerce.
Yeah, focused specifically on enabling AI agents to use Stripe for payments.
So building services for agents to handle billing, maybe use those single-use virtual cards for security?
Precisely, making it safe and seamless for an agent to pay on your behalf. It's critical infrastructure.
Okay, so seeing all these moves, all these different roles, what are the key qualities companies need in these hires? Sean Thorne from TrueSearch had some thoughts in the research.
He did. Thorne pointed to two really crucial things. First, a very high tolerance for adaptability.
Because things are changing so fast.
Exactly. He basically said the final way we'll interact with these shopping AIs isn't figured out yet. So you need people comfortable building and iterating in that uncertainty. You have to be ready to pivot.
Makes sense. You can't just follow a playbook that doesn't exist yet. What was the second quality?
A very strong consumer lens. That was his phrase.
Even with AI driving it.
Especially then. You still need people who deeply understand why and how humans shop. What are their real needs, their frustrations, their desires. Even if an AI is the interface, it has to serve a human need effectively.
Right. The tech has to solve a real user problem. Okay, so we have the potential, the talent race, the key players, the needed skills. But what's holding things back right now? The research mentioned a big barrier.
Yeah, a major one. It's the state of many existing retail websites. Simply put, they're often really hard for AI tools to navigate reliably.
Hard to navigate. Why is that such a blocker for an AI agent?
Because these agents need clean, structured data to work well. They need to easily find the right product specs, the current price, whether it's in stock right now. If a website's layout is inconsistent, if the data isn't well organized, if things change all the time, the AI can't be confident it's finding the right info or the best deal for you. It breaks the process.
So the AI needs like a clean data feed, not just a messy web page. How are companies getting around that?
Well, the research highlights a few approaches. One is relying more on marketplaces.
Like Instacart, StubHub, eBay, those were mentioned.
Yeah. Platforms like that often already have structured data feeds because they work with third-party apps and partners. It's easier for an AI to plug into that.
So the people managing those data feeds and partnerships become really important.
Absolutely. The research points to roles focused on striking these data-sharing deals as being key right now.
Are they also trying to get data straight from the source, like from brands and retailers directly?
Yes, that's another big push. Microsoft, for instance, has an initiative encouraging brands and retailers to share their product data directly with them.
What's in it for the brand to just hand over their data?
Visibility, basically. According to the research, if you share your data directly with Microsoft, your products are much more likely to pop up in Copilot search results.
Ah, so it's about getting discovered in this new AI shopping channel.
Exactly. Get your data in, get seen by the AI agents.
And Shopify is doing something similar for all their merchants.
They are. They just announced a way for their merchants, millions of them, to easily share their product listing info with AI apps and agents.
Who's leading that at Shopify?
Glenn Coates. He's known for overseeing their core software, so him leading this really shows how vital Shopify sees this data layer becoming.
Okay, so let's pull this all together for you, the listener. What does this research, this deep dive, actually mean for your everyday life? How might it change how you actually buy stuff online?
Well, think about it. You might move away from spending time browsing different websites yourself.
Right.
And instead, you might just tell your AI assistant what you need, and it handles the legwork. Shopping could become much more conversational, more about delegation.
Less clicking, more talking or typing instructions. And if you work in retail or tech or payments, this is huge.
Definitely. Companies are actively looking for people who bridge that gap between AI and commerce, people who understand consumers, people who can manage this crucial product data. The skills needed are changing.
It really underlines that this is a foundational shift. It's not just new tech, it's new ways of operating, new partnerships.
For sure.
So, wrapping up this look at the research. AI is poised to fundamentally change online shopping through these intelligent agents.
Yep. And that's fueling a big demand for specific talent, that blend of AI know-how and deep commerce understanding plus adaptability.
And building the data infrastructure, getting that product info flowing cleanly, that's the critical groundwork happening right now.
It really is.
Which leaves us with a pretty interesting thought to chew on based on all this research. If AI agents can effectively shop across the entire web for you, pulling structured data from wherever they need it, how much does the design or the user experience of an individual online store even matter anymore in the future?
Right. Where does the value get created if the AI is the main interface, not the store's website?
Something to think about. That's probably going to shape a lot of the next few years in online retail.
I think so.
Thanks for joining us for this deep dive in NoteLab mode. We'll be back soon with more explorations into fascinating research.